Well, hello, Vocal Alchemist. Fancy meeting you here. You see, I was just walking down the street. I wanted to tell you about this movie I watched a couple of weeks ago. It's called Angel's Egg.
Wow, I think I've heard of that. I think I actually just watched it with you this evening.
Oh, really? You did?
Yes, I did. So, Snake, want to tell me about this amazing video you watched?
Well, I'm pretty sure that I didn't use the word video and that I said movie. So this movie is about life.
Amazing. What would you say about the art style?
I'd say that it's very... Because the movie is from 1985 or 1986, I can never remember which one. Because it's very old, the art style is definitely very old style there. But it is definitely done in a very artsy method. It looks kind of similar to watercolor to me at times. Very nice paintings. It's a very artsy movie overall. That's what I have to say to you, Vocal Alchemist.
That's very nice, Snake. One guy was involved in designing the characters, right?
Yes, Yoshitaka Amano, the guy who designs the logo art for all the Final Fantasies.
And the Arslan book covers, up until a certain book. I can never remember his name, and I couldn't remember if he'd actually said that. So something that a lot of people who watched Angel's Egg probably don't know is that the name of the guy is Devya, and the name of the girl is Claire.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that for some reason, so we figured that it would be great to let the audience know what their names are.
So what do you have to say about Devya's cross?
Well, I have to say it was probably definitely inspired by, Christianity, because actually the director who made this movie, he used to be a Christian, but he had since stopped believing when he actually made the movie. But definitely some inspiration seemed to come from Christianity for the cross. And basically just the cross. He does at one point tell the story of Noah's Ark, though.
I think this story is very interesting because, well,
there's not much story at all, but it is very interesting.
Yeah, there's not much story. And there's a lot of assumptions that me and Snake have made, and, well, we kind of, I guess, created a little fanfic of it.
You see, the director himself didn't know what he was going for, so there are no answers for the questions that we keep asking ourselves about, what is this about?
Yes, and in my opinion, at the point when Devya destroyed the egg, which I thought I heard someone say that it was out of curiosity, but I did not think it was out of curiosity. I think he was doing that to help Claire let go of her obsession.
Yes, there are some theories out there that say that Claire is the spirit of the bird that had been released by Noah from the ark to go see if the waters had died down. Apparently she may be supposed to be the spirit of that bird, and that's why she's so obsessed with her egg and hatching it.
Which makes a lot of sense.
If I was a bird, would I really want to hatch my egg?
Probably, because that's a baby. You want to keep the baby. And about the fish, that scene is very, very strong, and I always remember it wow, that's so cool.
It is a very cool scene where there are these shadows of fishes, giant fishes, on the walls of the building and on the streets and the roads. And there are a bunch of fishermen chasing after them.
With harpoons.
Yeah. Harpoon fishing rods or whatever. A very interesting scene.
There's this point where Claire is holding a jar of water and drops it. That jar is not glass. Do not be deceived. Oh yeah, about the fossil in the cave. Claire is a little girl. Why didn't she freak out the first time she found it?
It's because obviously it has this strange human-looking skull, even though it has the wings of a bird.
I think most of it actually looks human, except for the wings.
The rib cage looks really, really big, though.
Yeah, a really big rib-caged person. That would be a really big person in general.
Yeah, the fossil is very, very large. Yeah, so we think that probably Devya saw the fossil of that so-called bird or angel or whatever you want to call it, and knew that that was going to be inside the egg, and oh no, this cannot be hatching or anything. That's terrible. Things like that.
Also, we believe the mechanical sun or heaven or whatever that thing is looks like an eye. A sad one. Also, if anyone doesn't know it, Devya is depressed. Like, you look at him, he's depressed.
He looks very sad.
Yeah.
That is also part of our theory, is that he is an escort for wandering souls that haven't made it to the afterlife yet. He will help them get rid of their obsessions, such as the egg, so that they can pass on and rest in peace.
In my opinion, I think for him, the fishermen are too far gone. Or maybe he'll move on to them next.
Yeah, which is definitely why he's very depressed, is because he makes friends with these people and then he just sends them off and he can't join them.
It's very sad.
Very sad.
Sad. It was always very memorable, the point to me when Devya gives Claire the egg back. I don't know why.
Probably because it's one of the first times we saw him. Oh, speaking of one of the first times we saw him, let's talk about the first time we saw him.
The bugs.
What were those red things? They look like tanks or giant guns, but
The closer they get, they look more like a bug.
Yeah, when it stopped, it was making little weird clicking noises. It sounds like a bug.
And it had some things on it that looked like a bug.
Yeah, very buggish. Buggy.
Buggy.
And now let's talk about the music. The music is very, very strange when you first hear it.
It just sounds like noise.
And one of the reasons is because it's so low quality. So it sounds like it was played very loud through very loud speakers and then recorded that way, and it's so crunchily, this recording of the soundtrack. Probably because it's so old. But after you actually listen to the songs more often and like listen closely and study them, it really feels very interesting tracks that each tell a different story. And thank you.
Thank you. Which track would you say is your favorite?
Either the main theme, Different God, or Beyond the Window.
Beyond the Window is just so good. And the main theme too. Their hair! My goodness.
I don't know what it is about the drawing style, but their hair looks so ragged and rough. It does not look soft at all or brushed. It's so strange.
Like, it bugs me because like we're all about the hair, so it's like you look at an anime most of the time, you think I want to touch that person's hair, but in this one you're like, I do not want to touch that hair at all costs. Just so rough. Well, thank you, Snake.
No, thank you, Vocal Alchemist. And that was our disjointed, unorganized review of Angel's Egg. I hope someone out there enjoyed this video. That would be nice.
Yes, and go watch it. It's free on YouTube.
That's right.